can't see it.
There's
Oh,
good
gosh.
morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. It's another morning. It's the eve of Thanksgiving in America, and we are grateful for this day and this hour. This is a day we come to talk to you more about our business, to inspire you to continue giving you more information so that you can make an informed decision. And today, our topic is about reboot your mindset, because you need to reboot your mindset, because we always say that this business is 80% mindset and the 20% is the rest. And so we are going to tell you about the how you can reboot your mindset, because it all matters with the story you tell yourself. Those stories that when you with yourself, that you tell yourself, is what we are going to tell you. Remember, I think sometimes back Oprah Winfrey said, you become what you believe. And so I want to give a chance to my host, McKenna, to introduce herself, and then we can move on. Coach
All
McKenna.
right. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. My name is McKenna. I just want to bless the Lord for this new day God has given us. Yeah, we rejoice in it. I'm so happy to be here as we talk to you. We always say this is our business platforms. Thank you for following us, for the like, for your comment, and thank you for all your support. We're just here because of you, and not necessarily because of us, because we just want to remind you that yes, there's something legit online. There's something that you can still do at the comfort of your home. Otherwise, welcome here. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much, McKenna. And let's start our time, because I can see we are much behind time, but what matters is that we still show up anyway, because we had planned to start at 6. Yeah, but here we are now. So I want to tell you that most of the time we fight battles that we think they are battles that we have just come our way, but it is because of the stories that we tell ourselves, the circumstances that we have put ourselves in, telling ourselves that we need to have a conversation with yourself, because you become what you believe. And so, what are those stories that you're telling yourself? Are they making you stuck? Are they limiting your belief? Are they delaying your destiny? Or are they opening doors for you? Today, we want to let you know that those self talks that you're having with yourself, those stories that you're telling yourself, they can either open your doors or they can keep you stuck. And you have to know that nothing is impossible. Have a conversation with yourself that is going to recognize the thoughts that need to get you out of that stuck situation. So, McKenna, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to talk to that person who is out there, because I know yourself, you already talked to yourself and you got out of that limiting belief, because at some point you used to believe that the only way you can continue surviving is just living a paycheck to paycheck. But one day you decided to take that leap of faith and changed the story after talking to yourself. So,
Yes.
what is that limiting belief that people keep telling themselves or believe about themselves, about the inability of their ability to succeed?
All right. I'm trying to log into my account here. So thank you
Oh,
so much, Lois. This is a very, 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 very important question. And okay, yeah. Um for me, I used to carry this quite heavy belief that success was for other people. I always tell people I was born, raised in Kenya, in a village. And we believe the way that the notion was, oh, the business was for those people. Yeah. Oh, that we had a very rich family in our village, and we used to say, oh, those people are so they are really good in business. Oh, I wish I can be like them. Yeah. So those are some of the notions and beliefs that I had. And again, people with more support, more confidence, more time, those are the people who can do this business. And again, I'm not that young. Yeah, not a busy mom like me, a mom of three teenagers. I don't think I can do it. Not someone who feels stretched thin. Yeah, we have three churches and you have all this. So it's not for me. Yes. So for the longest, I thought my circumstances disqualified me. And that's how maybe somebody would think, oh, that you don't really qualify. Yeah, but here is what I've learned. For the 19 months I've been in this business, almost 20. It was my circumstances holding me, my beliefs holding me. Yeah. Once I challenged that belief, that was around June, June this year when we went for our convention. That is the time I started challenging that belief and I started replacing it. Oh my goodness. But it took me a couple of days just to be strategic, just to be consistent. And I am to replace that with the truth. I started saying, hey, McKenna, I am capable. Yeah. I am worthy. Yeah. And God has equipped me for more. Yeah. Everything started. That's it. Lois, you have my testimony. That is when everything started shifting for me. When I started believing in myself and disqualifying those beliefs that I have. Hey, why are people making it? Why not me? What am I not doing right? And those things would really pull me down. But when I started saying I am capable, I am worthy, I am chosen, I can do it, doors started opening for me. My confidence grew up. And I realized success doesn't belong to special people. Yeah, it belongs to the one who stopped disqualifying themselves. Yeah. And maybe I started feeling that, McKenna, you're enough. You're not that tech skilled, but you're enough. It has to start with you believing in yourself. And that is the time I said, oh, I think I am ready for more. When I said I am ready for more, my business started booming and I started growing. And that's why I am where I am today. Because I was like, yeah, it is starting with me. I can do it. Yeah. So those believed, yeah, I disqualified them because sometimes they can be a source of distraction. Back to you, Lois.
Thank you so much, McKenna, for that insight. Yes, you have to remember those beliefs can really hold you back. For me, for the longest time, even after starting this business, after for some time, before I got out of my cocoon, I told myself I was an introvert because that is all in the making here.
Mm.
And and I decided to put my mindset. You remember McKenna just mentioned she just had to tell herself she's enough. And that is what you have to do. You have to tell yourself that you are enough, you are capable. And it's not that those people who are doing very well in this business are better than you, they are more equipped than you, they don't have anything that is extraordinary from what you have. And you have to remember that we are all created in a unique way. And God has talented us in one way or another. But the question is, how do we use our talent? How do we use our talent? Do we use it or we just sleep on it? So continue. I hope you're telling the stories you're telling yourselves. They are stories to build you and not to break you. Stories that do not lead you to burnout. Let those stories that tell you that the only you can be able to survive is to work multiple jobs. You have to remember we are not here to survive. We are here to thrive. So tell your story, tell yourself the stories that can make you thrive. So, McKenna, let's go to our next question.
Mm-hmm.
The next question I want you to ask, tell our audience. Anybody who is listening to us right now or who will be listening to us later watching the replay, what are those internal story you're telling yourself that if you consider, what are those? Because I know, McKenna, you already did this. There are those internal stories that you told yourself before you started this business, but I want you now, you talk like you're talking to somebody, like because we all have one way of thinking about before starting this business. So what do you think those are some of the things they are considering before starting this business? I don't know if I've made myself clear.
Yeah. So sometimes, Lois, just like what I've said, we have those narratives, yeah, those narratives that we have, the stories that we tell ourselves. And some of those things are like, as I have said, you're not, you keep on telling yourself you're not enough. Yeah, you have no time. You're not ready. Oh, maybe next year. Oh, maybe this one is for. You start categorizing. Maybe this one is for so and so people who are like 1, 2, 3. Not for me. But when you realize that the battle is not about the business, yeah, the real battle is what you believe in. Those are some of the things that, and we feed ourselves. I always tell people that you just stay there and form a chorus, a song, and you start singing for yourself and saying, oh, this is who I am. Oh, I don't think I can. So you're not able to just make a decision just to keep moving on, because you have really fanned yourself with a lot of things, a lot of narratives. So when I started this business, not everything was figured out for me. But I had that push in me that I needed to change my life. And that really helped me to overcome some of the narratives that, oh, as a pastor, I don't think I can engage online. Yeah. And still there's those things that I grew up with. I was like, oh my goodness, social media, somebody has to be very careful. So I was very careful. But I want to remind you today, if you're here listening to us, or maybe if you watch this replay, I want you to remember that that one choice can make change in your life, can transform your family, can bring confidence back to you. Because um, all what matters is what you maybe you're there, you've been praying for God to open a door. What if the door was already opened a long time ago? And you just there just because of your narratives, false narratives that you put yourself into, telling yourself, oh, I just have to consider 1, 2, 3 before starting. I want to tell you, this is your perfect time. You already qualified, because as we always say, Lois, in this business, we have a mentor, we have a coach, yeah, and you can do it. They can help you. We also say no experience is needed, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to feed yourself with all those things. And once you start, you're able. Somebody will just help you to figure things out. And again, what is more important is that once you figure everything out, definitely you find yourself in. So just start that move. Don't hold yourself back. Keep on trusting that God will see you through. But otherwise, I want to say that here, all those whispers, yeah, what if, what if? I want to tell you that we have seen God in this business. And if God was able to change our narrative, of which we started changing that ourselves, then you can consider you being a business owner from today. Back to you, Lois.
Okay, thank you so much, McKenna. I really appreciate you for that, and for that, I want to give you
You had forgotten. Yeah, I saw that.
the. My God,
You forgot to bring the train on my side.
I did even the first one.
No, you didn't bring the train.
I did
Maybe
anyway.
it was so down. It was. Yeah, maybe
The
there was not too
because
well.
this time I had to put the volume, more volume. Sorry. If
Yeah.
you Yeah, thank you so much. I don't want to deny you that it's for you just allowing getting that time to come and be with me here. I need to keep you motivated by giving that world of applause. So thank you so much, and thank you for those nuggets, for telling our people those stories they keep telling themselves. So as we always say, McKenna, that mindset is very key in our business. So the next question I want to ask you, what is that mindset habit that keeps you grounded and confident now that you're already in the business? I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
there's that habit that you've adapted to, and there's that mindset that you have tuned your mind to be in, so that makes you keep you confident and keeps you grounded and continuing and hitting the ground faster and louder and running with it. Talk to our people, McKenna.
All right. Wow. Thank you. That's a good question. Yeah. I think maybe you have heard, if you're here, you have heard me talk about June 2025, when we went for our conference in California. That is the time I realized the power of mindset. We always say that this business, 80% is mindset and 20% the system is there. So we have a very wonderful system, but if your mindset is not okay, you didn't have that shift, then it becomes very hard. Yeah, so for me, Lois, I learned about and something that I do, some of the habits, and I would like to encourage those who are listening to us to practice this. Um, for you to be in this business, you have to believe in yourself first. I've said the system is already there, but you have to believe in yourself. So when you believe in yourself, what happens? There is that shift in your mind, because for me, every morning I have those words of affirmation. Yeah, I am unstoppable. I am capable. I am already crowned by God. Those things have really helped me. I always have some people, yeah, those motivational speakers, people that I love listening about, people who talk about mindset. I have a book. I showed you the other day the book. This book doesn't leave my bag. Yeah. I changed the mind. These are some of the things that I do. Before, you see, in our Kenyan culture, we don't have that reading culture, and especially during my time. Maybe children these days they have more time to read. My children here, it's very hard for you to tell them to take a book and read because they never grew like that. But I've seen here people they start reading books to children, infants, even when they can't even speak or hear, but they are there reading and turning pages, showing pictures and telling stories through books. When your mindset, for me these days, I find myself reading books. Why? Books that are helping me to deal with those garbage in my hand. And they are definitely, I'm defeating them. Yeah. All those narratives I used to tell myself. And again, another thing, one thing that also has helped me a lot, and that can also help you, is gratitude. Just telling God, thank you. Thank you, God, for today. Thank you, God, for this business. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my children. A heart of gratitude. And that really helps me to celebrate those small wins. Just telling God, thank you for today. Thank you for what you enabled me to do. Those small wins, they have helped me to have the confidence, and they have kept me to stay grounded. So I don't just stay there and be afraid. Once you join the business, we'll be able to help you. But still, I always say that move, that first move, it starts with you. Then the rest will follow. Back to you, Lois.
Keith, thank you so much, McKenna, for those nuggets and for also even telling us how we can feed our minds so that we can stay grounded, we can stay confident in everything that we do, because our mind is key to everything. Whatever we achieve, it is what our mind we have told our mind to achieve. Because McKenna was I think for me, I agree with you when you say that as Africans, where we were born and raised, we were not accustomed to reading, or rather, we just based reading on just going to school. But here, people read like it's become and part and parcel. I once met a lady, I think she was in her 80s, and she was busy reading a book on her template, and she told me this is a book of series. So I imagine for her at 80 to be so concentrated and telling me it's so interesting, I don't feel like putting it down. It's a habit that she has cultivated in herself, that she used that free time, whatever time she has, to feed her mind by reading. McKenna, I think for me, I have decided I would do the listening, the audiobooks. I think I do better in audiobooks than reading. And there's this audiobook that I was listening to, or maybe I think it was a podcast. At times, even I get confused whether it was the book or it was a podcast that I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, if you wake up every day in the mirror and for about a week or so and tell yourself so many negative things about yourself, whatever you're telling yourself is what happens to you. But if you start telling yourself positive things, that is exactly what will happen to you. And that's why we say your mindset is everything. And he gave an illustration where somebody was told to go and say negative things about themselves. And they did it for 1 week. And when they came back, they said, I don't feel good saying these things because looking at myself in the mirror from the first day and now the way I look right now, they make me feel bad. They have made me feel not myself, all those kind of things, because that is what their mind was feeding themselves. Okay, so the person told them, okay, fine. If you don't feel like doing that, now go and do this. And he was a bit reluctant to go and do that and say positive things about himself. But this person asked him, because he was saying, why do you want me to go and say those things and they are not what I am? So the person asked him, you are comfortable saying negative things about yourself for one
Mm.
week, but now you're having a problem saying positive things about yourself for 1 week. And you didn't like the way you felt when you said the negative things. And so he was like, oh, it's a wake up call. And so he decided to try it. And before that week was even over, the third day, this person had already started transforming for better. And so he
Mm.
went back and he was like, wow, I think I'm enjoying this than the first one. So that is, I'm trying to illustrate how your mindset is such a engine about what happens in your life. So you have to be very careful what you think, even what you say to yourself. So, McKenna, let's continue. We are almost there. And we are almost there. And I want our next question is what is one thing, McKenna, you wish that more moms and parents knew about their own inner voice?
Did you put it there? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
One thing, oh, that's a very interesting question, Lois. Okay. Hey, for me, what I can say at least is the wisdom, yeah, um, and guidance, yeah. Sometimes it's God nagging them, yeah, uh, towards to guide you towards the purpose. So when you stop silencing that voice, you stop shrinking and you start becoming, and that's very important for us to just focus on it, because sometimes things can be tough, but what is that wisdom, what is that thing that you have in your life that you can say, hey, I learned this. It's always very important for you to realize that, yes, um better life for my children as a parent, building that legacy. Maybe you're just there I wish sometimes we can understand that inner voice, though it's so hard. Yeah, and the voice that is not accidental, the voice that comes with insight, yeah, and wisdom, and God whispering, yeah, directly to them. Um, that really makes, sometimes it becomes like confusing. But if you're out there, your parent, your mom, I want to say that parent are, just as the Bible says, they are the second um like God thing to us, and the ideas, that inner voice always trying us to imitate, yeah, to imitate. But Lois, when we talk about this, if I come to me, hmm, I don't want to talk about my mom, but there is something that guide us just to persevere. Maybe that's what I can say. Not other things. My mom didn't have that great opportunity, but we are here to guide the wisdom. For me, I can what I can focus on is the wisdom, the guidance, that inner voice that tells you to keep going no matter what. And I think that's why we are where we are, because of some of the things that keeps on speaking to us. Hey, you have more. Even if maybe our parents never gave us anything else, they gave us that confidence to say that you have more. You can still do it. So there's no way we can silence that in our lives. But I want to say that inner thing, sometimes we're not able to understand, but God speaks to us in so many ways. So that inner you that you have, that keeps you telling you, try this, check on this. I think it's always good to listen to those inner voices, and especially because you are building this or whatever as a mom right now for my children. So it really matters for you to just obey and to listen to that, and stop living small. Stop apologizing for your dreams that you have. Yeah. And you finally, you be that woman, that parent who you are designed to be. Your inner voice is not random. It's just a compass that is guiding you or directing you to where you just need to be. Otherwise, that is what I can say for now. Lois, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, McKenna. Yeah, because for me, I would say that inner voice, the one that tries to lead us, it's a whisper that tells us we are capable. At times, we may resist because the voice is not that very loud, but that inner voice gives us a gentle push and tells us, don't settle for less. Keep going. And especially when we feel tired, when we feel overwhelmed, and when we feel we are doubting ourselves, that inner voice comes in. So we should always trust that voice, as McKenna has said. It's not random, it's wisdom and it's strength. And there's a purpose why it keeps speaking from within. It doesn't speak from without, it only speaks from within. So your inner voice is your compass. Follow it and you see your next level. That's what I would add on top of what McKenna has said. You're almost coming to uko karibu kufika kwa timati ya hii life yetu, and I like always requesting my guests to like say, give an advice or maybe recommend an advice to somebody who is feeling stuck in their head right now. Because right now, McKenna, because it is towards the end of the year, there are so many people who are taking stock of what has happened in their life throughout the year, whether they have seen any transformation, they have seen any changes, they have achieved their goals. But what advice, because of they are not seen like they have moved anywhere, they are telling themselves, now I'm stuck again, just like the way I was stuck last year. So, what advice or what recommendation would you give someone who is stuck in their head right now?
Yeah, I know that happens most of the time. And especially with this digital space, there's a lot that can just paralyze you, and you feel like, oh my goodness. When your mind is racing, you feel stuck. The worst thing you can do is to stay there. Your thoughts can become a whole storm if you let it. And we have talked about a mindset. Yeah. And so if you just you before you know it, you just if you're not keen to just balance your mind and your feelings and your ways, you just find yourself paralyzed by fear. Yeah. And you find yourself overthinking. Hey, what if? Here is what I have learned, Lois. If you don't need a perfect You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a one step. And that's the step that we took. Even when we're feeling so stuck. For me, I was feeling so stuck in my head. And there was a lot of crowd perspection about the business and coming online. When you start imagining the worst, and we have talked about this, you better start believing in your best. See yourself there. Yeah? Get quiet for a moment. Not everything you think is true. Because maybe you've been saying, oh, this might be a scam. Oh, this is, and I've seen people, oh, the other day somebody was telling me, oh, this is LCC. I say, what is all this shiny? Even though no, you offend yourself with a lot of things. A lot of things. And that's why you're stuck. That's why you're not able to move because there's a lot of things going in your mind. You've made your mind not to sleep just because you're like, oh, this is like, oh, maybe you started an online business long time ago and you failed. And you're still feeling like, oh, I don't think this one will continue. And you just it will paralyze you. Whatever negative things that you think about, they'll paralyze you. But if you're able to take that quietness, take time to pray, ask God for peace, you find yourself definitely. You'll be able to take that move. And that's why we always say we're here. If you go to, if you're on Roy's page, there is a website there. Check on that website. Write it down on your browser. Click on it and register with your name and with your email. Don't stay stuck forever. That is your first move for you to start about this business we're talking about. Watch that 90-minute webinar. Yeah. Pay your 149 to check out the business. Sometimes people will think, hey, this 149, once I've paid it, I'm starting the business. How can you start a business with 149? That is just for you to check out the business. That is just for you to check out the business. Remember, the first thing you watched was a free webinar. So the 149 is for you to check out the business, to get that mentor, somebody to guide you and to help you plug in. And once you decide to start the business, you'll be able to have that website for free, just like for us, and the training, which has really helped us, and that will help you. That's why we always say, come with zero experience. No problem about it. You gain, you run as you move. Otherwise, that's what I can say right now, Royce. Thank you.
Thank you so much, McKenna. Yes, that is very important. So we've come to the end of our core life, and just to end it all, I want to say that at the end of the day, you have to remember that your mind is your engine that drives your future, and when you shift your thoughts, you shift your whole life. That's all what you need to do. If you need to shift your life, you need to change your life, you just need to shift your thoughts, and you have to keep moving and with courage and trusting that what God placed in your mind or in your way. And remember that your breakthrough begins with your mindset. That is what we are telling you. Your breakthrough begins with your mindset, and you have to have faith. McKenna, do you have anything you need to add before we call it a morning?
Maybe what I can say is that rebuke, change. And we're here, always here, ready to help you, to walk with you. Don't feel that you'll be alone. Just plug in, give, give, give yourself thank you by starting this business in this season. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank Thank you so much for those who are watching us right now, the ones who followed us, who made comments while we were on the Go Live, and those who will be watching us later. We are saying thank you and God bless you. Please remember to put it in the comment section and let us know where you are watching us from. From us is Happy Thanksgiving Day, and we'll
Yeah,
see you again tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye.
bye.